Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel. And for today's video, I'm going to be giving you some recommendations for some cowboy romance series that I have read this year and have thoroughly enjoyed. Now, this is hopefully going to be all in one video, but I am kind of like splitting it sort of in the video. So the first half, you will see all of the traditionally published cowboy romance that I have enjoyed, and the second half, you will see all of the independently published cowboy romance series that I have enjoyed. It's stacking, guys. I have read so many amazing cowboy romance series this year, and I have some more that are on my TBR pile that I should probably add. So I'll probably do another video at the end of the year with like my second half favorite, or redo it. But we shall see. So the first series I'm going to recommend you guys for the traditionally published is the Rebel Blue Ranch series by Lila Sage. Now, the first book is Done and Dusted, and this is a brother's best friend to lovers. And then the second book is Swift and Saddle, and this is a city girl meets cowboy / workplace romance. And the third book is Lost and Lassoed, and this is a best friend's brother / enemies to lovers / he's a single dad. Forgot to mention that in the video I did for my socials for this. But yes, he's a single dad. And then the fourth and final book is Wild and Wrangled, and this is a high school sweethearts to lovers / second chance romance / she is a single mother. So if you like all of these tropes, I could not recommend these books more. I think they're all like under 400 pages, so they're kind of easy, fun reads. The next series that I can recommend you guys is the Lucky River Ranch series by Jessica Peterson. The first book is Cash. Now, this is a enemies to lovers / city girl meets cowboy. And then we have Wyatt, which is a childhood best friend to lovers. And then we have Sawyer, which is a one-night stand / strangers to lovers / they are both single parents, each to a daughter. So that is interesting as well. And then we have Duke, which is a best friend's brother-in-law, or like for him, in his case, it's his sister-in-law's best friend. And there is the accidental pregnancy trope / they are snowed in. So if you like that, you will enjoy this book. And then we have the final book that just came out, I want to say a couple months ago. This is Ryder, and this is a best friend's younger sister / forbidden romance. So I could not recommend that series more as well. Those are like my top 2 series. The next one for the traditionally published is more in the like cowboy romance adjacent. This is the Bourbon Boys by Victoria Wilder. So the first one is Bourbon and Lies. Now this is a sort of like strangers to lovers / she is in the witness protection program. By the way, all of these books sort of have like crimes and mysteries like weaved into it, which makes them so enjoyable and so unique. This, I believe, is also age gap romance, if I'm not mistaken. The second one is Bourbon and Secrets. Now, he is a widowed single dad to 2 girls, and she is a burlesque dancer / private investigator who's kind of working for the FBI. So you have that kind of like all whittled in. So she like drove her out of town for a reason, which I think you should read the book. And so this one was a very enjoyable book as well. Now, my favorite in the series was Bourbon and Proof. This is also the final book in this series. Now, this is a brother's best friend / forbidden romance / marriage of convenience, because like he made a deal with her dad 10 years ago so that her dad would stop pimping her out for marriage, because her dad like was a criminal, and he did like horse race fixing and all that stuff, that he would never like be in a relationship with her because her dad knew how much he like had a thing for her. But then it's like marriage of convenience, and this one was my favorite in the series. It was so fantastic. Ace Fox, so fantastic. So those are all my recommendations for the traditionally published. Now for the independently published cowboy romance series, we have the Cowboys of Nighthawk by Kayla Gross. Now the first one is Rein Me In, and this is a late best friend's younger sister. And then we also have Rope Me In, which is a city girl meets cowboy You know, so she is sort of like a playboy, kind of. He's also an alcoholic, so you go through that journey. Also, both of the FMCs in this book are plus size, so if you've been looking for a cowboy romance with plus size representation, I could not recommend this series more. Again, this is the Cowboys of Nighthawk by Kayla Gross, and I believe this is a completed series. The next one is the Calloway Brothers, or Cowboy Ranch, I forget which one it is, by Holly Renee. Now, the first book is Cowboy Casual, and this is a single father slash second chance romance. Such they were like childhood, like basically high school sweethearts. And then we have a Small Town Smoke Show. Now, this is sister's ex, such they have like always had a thing for each other, but like he ended up with her sister, but then her sister like cheated on him and then broke up and everything. She ended up staying in the town. Her sister did not. They ended up falling in love, realizing they kind of always had a thing for each other. And the covers for these series, aren't they just so cute? This is actually the first book that got me into cowboy romance, because I saw the cover and it had been on my like Amazon wish list for quite a few months, and then I eventually bought it. I was like, I like cowboy romance. I'm going to diversify from hockey romance. So yeah, that is what got me into this series. And then the final series is the Hayden Family series by Jennifer Milliken. Now, the first one is The Patriot, and this is like a city girl, again, meets cowboy. So she is here to develop the land that that his father is selling. They actually had a one-night stand like 5 years ago, and he walked out in the morning, and she was kind of like hurt by that. So she's surprised that she has like work with him. And then we have the Maverick, and this is a Hollywood actress meets cowboy / he is a single father to 2 kids. This one does have a third act breakup, I should mention that. And then we have the Outlaw, and this is a like one night stand he had a couple years ago with her. He forgot about it because he was just like so drunk. So she was like hurt by that, even though she's always had like a crush on him for like years, since like high school, I think. And I do think this touches also on alcoholism. So if you're interested in that and you like interested in that representation, that is in here. And then the final book is The Calamity. So she basically gets kicked out of college for having a poker ring. She comes back home. This is age gap romance. She falls in love with somebody who is a widow. I don't think the book ever mentions his age. She's like 21, I think. Never mentions his age, so I don't know how much older. I want to say at least like 10 or so years older, because I think he'd been like married for 5 years before his wife like died or something. And she also wants to be second in command at the ranch, because that position is still open ever since her brother left the position. So yes, this is and they are all siblings, by the way. Should be like pretty straightforward, since I said it was the Hayden Family series. So this is my recommendation for independently published cowboy romance series, and let me bring them all back. And this is my recommendation for just cowboy romance series in general. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss another brand new video from me. You can also follow me at RomanceBLVD on Instagram and Threads, and at Romance Boulevard, all spelled out, on TikTok. Until the next time, bye!